All right, finally, the Detroit Lions made one of these off-season lists, which some people do or don't care about. I think every Lion fan wants to see their players get recognition, especially some of the players that we believe deserve the recognition. But Hockenson makes the NFL 2020 breakout team for CBS, and we'll talk about the 21 other players that made him with him. But I think it's a few Lions that's been left off this list that could have made this list. But let's run through the list real quick. We back. Hit that subscribe button. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. Share the videos, man. It's the best way to help me out. And don't forget, we on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All those links in the description. And Twitter's the fastest way if you need to get in touch with me for a question, business inquiry, sponsorship, whatever it may be. But the quarterback is Drew Lock. The running back is Miles Sanders. And I can't really disagree with those. McCall Hardman from the Chiefs and Darius Slayton from the Giants. I kind of like both of those in that position. The tight ends are Jay Sternberger, a third-round pick for Green Bay last year. These are breakout year 2 players. Hockenson from the Lions, obviously. Tackles, Jonah Williams and Titus Howard. Jonah Williams from the Bengals and Titus Howard from the Texans. I believe Howard came from HBCU, or smaller college, if I'm not mistaken. Offensive guard, Dalton Risner from the Broncos and Elton Jenkins from the Packers. Center, Garrett Bradbury from the Vikings. Defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans and Quinnen Williams from the Jets. I like both of those. Edge rushers Brian Burns from the Panthers and Montez Sweat from the Redskins. I like both of those last year's draft too. Linebackers Devin White, love him, from the Bucks, and Drew Tranquill from the Chargers. Cornerbacks Greedy Williams. A lot of people last year wanted Greedy Williams, and Sean Murphy Bunting from the Buccaneers. The safeties are Juwan Thornhill for the Chiefs, Jonathan Abrams from the Raiders, and Taylor Rapp from the Rams. Okay, those are the 22 players, and I think everybody expects TJ Hockenson to break out next year. I do. I mean, look at some of his counterparts. The one that plays for the 49ers, I forget his name. I don't know how I'm forgetting his name. I love George Kittles. I love his game. He broke out. His year 1 to year 2 was crazy. He ended up catching 80-something balls his second year in the league. He come from Iowa. But CBS says breakout team is going to 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, because the tight end class was honestly more intriguing than the receivers. Stenberger and Hockenson were 2 chosen, but I could have made an argument in defense of Noah Fant or Dawson Knox, who plays for the Bills, Noah Fant, the Broncos. Green Bay was linked to the top tight ends available in free agency, but was unable to sign them. Parting ways with Jimmy Graham, who went to Chicago, was the right decision, but it left the team with the vacancy at the position. Stenberger, a third-round pick, is going to be asked to shoulder the large share of the targets. Hockenson was the first tight end taken, but his first season could only be described as so-so. There is no question that an injury to veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford stifled his development. The Iowa product production should be more closely resembled to his potential in his upcoming season, and I couldn't agree more. I'm not considered a homer the way I look at sports or my channel, and some people don't like that. Who cares? But you know what? When I get an opportunity to go hand in hand and agree with something, I love Hockenson to break out this year. You know, with a healthy Stafford, I think with more experience, the tight end position is tough. One of the reasons tight ends don't go higher is because it's a lot to ask. Even back in Mike Ditka day, he still got the greatest almost the greatest rookie, year for a tight end. Mike Ditka, yes, the old coach for the Bears and the Saints. It's a tough position because you got to know blocking, the line audibles, you got to know routes, you got to know outside, receiver, you got to know the slot, you got to know a little bit of the backfield. Sometimes you're going to H-back, fullback position. It's a tough position to learn, and it's even more complex what they doing with tight ends now. You ask to know every position, and sometimes you ask to be extension of another right or left tackle. So I told people there's time to, pipe down your expectations for TJ Hockenson last year. Tight ends don't normally come in and make a massive impact. We seen it with Pettigrew, we seen it with Ebron, and now we seen it with Hockenson. So there's no need to label him a bust. It's just a position that takes a lot of time to learn. And with linebackers getting more athletic, with safeties becoming more diverse, they being able to play in the box and Derwin James able to cover tight ends and backs. It's a difficult league to learn tight end, and he will learn. And also, you dealing with Matthew Stafford throwing bullets. That's different. He didn't see that arm strength in Iowa. I can guarantee you, Matthew Stafford arm strength is one of a kind. But some other Lions that I think could have made the list, that's probably gonna go under the radar. But that could have been on a defensive list because they only did offense here. I think Tavai could have been on the offensive. Well, they did do defense. I think Tavai could have been on the defensive side. I don't know if he better than Drew Tranquil of the Chargers. I didn't really follow the Chargers last year like that. But I do know, I expect him. He's going to have to break out this year. I believe Amani Arakri might be a dark horse to break out this year. A lot of the Lions media, they love Will Harris to break out this year. Some people like Antonio Bryant to break out this year. I'm not that high on him. But the guys I do like to break out this year is Tavai. If we're going to have success, like I told you, it's going to be on a lot of the rookies and second-year players, and we're going to need Tavai to anchor that middle of that defense from the linebacker position. I don't like Desmond Trufant. I think he a horrible cornerback at this point in his career. So I envision Amani Arakwi stepping in and doing work, if not beating him out in camp if he get a fair shake. And if we're going to be good in the back, if we're going to be spectacular in the back end, then Will Harris is going to have to get it. The athleticism is there. 4'4", big hitter. Now it's just understanding coverage, understand how to cover, understand how to rob, understand how to play the deep half. If he can figure out coverages and he can diagnose, then it's a few Lions that if they go back and redo this list and the Lions are successful, and I bet if they make the playoffs, all those or the majority of those guys I named is going to have a tremendous hand and foot in Lions making the playoffs. So the Lions going to be successful this year based off of Patricia's adjustments on defense, his maturation as a head coach and socializing, and also game managing better. And then it's going to be off the strength of a lot of year 2 players stepping up. Real talk. If the 2019 draft was a success and they're going to be a success for Patricia, it's going to be next year. And we're going to need a lot of those rookies to step up. This ain't about them, but Okuda going to have to step up big time. Swift going to have to step up big time. Stenberger, the guard, and Jonah Jackson, the guard, they're going to step up big time. The Lions is going to just be predicated off year 1 and year 2 players. Personnel-wise, and what Deshaun Hand bring in the middle of that defense. That's what it's going to come down to. And is Hockenson the most vital to that recipe? I don't think he is. The most vital to that recipe to me is probably going to be Tavai. His position is more important and more impactful. And when I played the position, for the West Side Eagles many, many years ago, it was told to me, and it still holds true to this day, that the middle linebacker position is the quarterback of the defense. And for Hockenson, his position is important. But if you ask me who I need to have a bigger year, I'm going to say Tavai. But if you ask me who going to have a bigger year, I believe Hockenson going to break out. I believe if Darrell Bevel and Matthew Stafford don't struggle like the myth are with developing and utilizing tight ends, if they're able to get the most out of Hockenson and they're able to draw things up between Hockenson and Danny Amendola this year, the Lions should rule the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? And with, Jones and Galloway on the outside, they should do some good things, and Kerryon and Swift coming out the backfield. But we need some year 3 players too. Kerryon and Deshaun Hand, they're going to play their hand in making this cake as well too. So, but yeah, good shit for Hockenson. They could easily put Noah Fant on there, or Knox kid from Bills. But I think Hockenson ability to block is the key. I think everybody like Noah Fant's speed, but Hockenson, I think, flashing things last year, and I think Noah Fant struggled when I watched for him. He ended up having a good, stretch down the season, but maybe that was due to quarterback. But Hockenson didn't have that opportunity. I think he missed like the last 4 or 5 games. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I'll link this list in the description under article link so you can read the full list and read the passages for each player. And let me know if you think somebody should have been on the list or shouldn't have been on the list. But don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those links in the description. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Please, please, please share the video. with another Lion fan or a Lion hater. One time for the one time we go.